Hello, Leo. Thank you so much, you guys, as always, for being here. Okay, Leo, so looking at your third week of November, you pulled Outsider, Awakening, and the Child I Was Meant to Be. I think that this is going to be for those of you who've been involved in relationships or situations where you weren't able to be authentic to yourself. Authenticity is a word that keeps coming up here. So now with Awakening, there's also this understanding of the part that you've been playing. So it says, could it be time to wake up and own your part in a situation where it may be otherwise tempting to blame others? And that's kind of where Outsider is coming through. So if you find yourself in a relationship or a situation where you're pointing at somebody else going, you're the reason why, that's where the awakening is coming through. And I think it's a realization that by holding on to those thoughts and feelings, you haven't been, yourself. Now, for some of you, if you're going back and healing a past situation, there may be that kind of realization that you haven't been true to yourself and what you are wanting, right? But again, it comes through needing to remove yourself temporarily, possibly from a relationship, from a work situation, whatever it may be. It kind of has like a hangman / hermit type of feel. But authenticity seems to be important. That's the one word that keeps coming up. But I like that there is healing of that past situation. And I think it's going to push you forward where there's more awareness of how your reactions may have been causing certain things to manifest, right? Like seeing your part in the cause and effect of the things that you've been experiencing, especially if they have been painful or have prevented you from being the person that you want to be. All right, let me shut the hell up. Leo, you're overall the Queen of Cups. Okay. So opening up to how you're feeling, but being very aware of the emotions of others around you. But I get this feeling of like opening up your heart again. There's, the emotional intuition and being understanding of how your outside world is affecting your emotions, knowing what belongs to you and what doesn't. But it very well could be a person that pulls on your heartstrings, but we'll see how she's playing out. But being aware of how you're feeling, I think, is going to be important here. Oh, yeah. Okay. So in the past, the Two of Cups. So looking at a relationship, a connection that you had, and with the Two of Cups, right, you think the same, you feel the same, you're on the same page with another person. And this could be romantic or otherwise, right? And something about this connection is coming back through. And it may be opening you up to some emotions. But there is an awareness of how it's affecting you here with the Queen of Cups. In the present, the Eight of Wands. Okay, so now this absolutely could be about a connection that you had in the past that's coming back through. And the communication may be coming in really quick with the Eight of Wands, right? But it's also the situation changing quickly. And I'm curious to see what's going on here. Okay, so future conditions here, the Three of Swords. When I look at the Three of Swords, a lot of times it shows, the thoughts that you still carry around with you when it comes to, experiencing these situations. Now, for some of you, it may be a connection from oh my God, let me slow down. A connection from the past may be coming back through in that it's too quick for you. There may still be some heartbreak that you're dealing with. And this would be you needing to become aware of that and how much it's affecting the relationships that you're having moving forward in the future. But something about this is it feels like it's almost too quick. But again, I want to see here. Now, this could absolutely be about you needing to go through some healing because a really good connection kind of came and went. But I don't know. I feel more so that it's just happening too fast for you, and that there's some, heartbreak and pain from that has to be dealt with. Because again, I'm looking at this like emotional awareness of that. Now, this could be somebody that's opening up your heart again, and they may be wanting to move things along a little bit too quickly, but I don't think that you're ready for that. This is all about you needing to heal before you get involved with something from the past again, or even a new relationship. Your best path to follow, the Wheel of Fortune. This is, and again, right, like something coming back from the past. This is the repetitive cycle, but this is, the turning of the situation into more favorable circumstances. And it may be that you need to be aware of where you're at right now in this cycle within your relationships, or within one in particular, especially if it's a, constant getting together, splitting apart, getting together, right? This is an opportunity for you to, change the pattern, but it comes through you understanding how this heartbreak has made you feel. But this, though, too, is, do you really want to continue this if this is how you end up feeling? Or if this is something that you can't let go of, right? It's like this connection was here, things change quickly, there's this heartbreak and pain, and there's the need to be aware of how those emotions are affecting you. I don't know, I'm just looking at that Wheel of Fortune and thinking, yeah, things may turn around, but if you can't let go of this, is that really something you want to repeat? Yeah, okay. So in your environment, the Five of Swords, right? So what this looks like to me is a connection that was had in the past has changed quickly due to somebody else's words or behaviors that are going to, lead to a like remembrance, I think, of, why there was this separation and this heartbreak. So the Five of Swords being in your environment, it's like, I'm done dealing with a person that is willing to do whatever it takes to get what they want. There's always that, yep, I'm done with that. I don't even care anymore. I'm just walking away. And it may be that somebody says something just the right way, that I think for you, there's going to be this question of, do I really want to do this again? Do I really have these same feelings? Because you end up, with having to deal with the heartbreak and the emotions that are surrounding that. And I really do think that this is about, you changing the pattern here. And it's more about self-healing. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. Every time I do Leo readings, the cat has to come and visit me. What's wrong? What's wrong, Chumbus? Okay. But I do not like the Five of Swords because, typically this is dealing with somebody that doesn't really care what they're saying to you. It's like, I just want this reaction. And I don't care how I get it. But, again, it's the no-win situation too. And there may be some words that you're having with somebody in particular where they're not understanding your feelings or emotions or where you're coming from or how the words that they've said may have hurt you. And this may be changing things quickly, and there may be this quick, like, back and forth communication that's not good. And it may leave you in a bad place. But there's also this, like, remembrance of why, right? Your hopes and your fears, the Two of Coins, don't do that to yourself. No, again, this isn't going to be for everybody. But for those of you who are doing this balancing act and keeping this situation in play, thinking that something different's going to come out of it, I really, really think that if you're honest with yourself about how you feel about this person, regardless of the connection that you may have had, I think you're going to understand that it's time to make the decision to let that go. Why are you continuing to balance that in your life if all it's doing is leading you to the remembrance of the heartbreak that you experienced? And the communication here is not going to go in the right direction. Not with the Five of Swords, but I really feel like this is really hard communication that comes in quickly and changes things quickly. And I almost feel like there needs to be this acceptance of that the connection is not going to be the same. Like, it can't go back to what it was because of how it made you feel and how it affected you. But don't keep something in play where, you know, you're feeling like, you know, maybe it could still work out. Maybe we could work things out, right? Like, you're playing with that. But ultimately, you can make the choice to kind of let that go. And I say that again because of the Wheel of Fortune, and I keep thinking of, you know, the repeating pattern, the repeating cycle, and needing to break that now. And in order for there to be better circumstances for you, it may be that you need to separate from this relationship. Wow, man. Yeah, and then coming out the Five of Wands. You know, whatever it is that happened, it's creating too much conflict. And I think that you may be dealing with a person that doesn't really care how they affected you. But, you know, this is petty. It's nonsense. It's conflict that doesn't need to continue to happen within you and how you are feeling. You know, there is an opportunity here for things to be different. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, the world. The Ace of Wands, yeah, but I don't think that, you know, that's happening within this situation. I think that, you know, passion can be reignited, absolutely. But, you know, if we're looking at the world, you want to get closure on conflicting situations that leave you feeling heartbroken. And you want to be open to new opportunities coming in your love life. Things can go in a different direction. That's kind of what I feel like there. And then the Fool. Yeah, so once you get closure on this, it's almost like enough conflict has been created because of the heartbreak of, you know, the connection being severed. That, you know, with the Queen of Cups, I think that you being honest with how you feel about it is going to lead to the kind of closure that you need, where you're no longer conflicted about the opportunities that you take advantage of. This could be something completely different coming through, that as soon as you find that closure with the world, another door opens, and with the Fool, you're ready to wipe this clean so that you can freely give yourself to, you know, more passion, better opportunities. I'm seeing this Ace of Wands after the World is a really good thing, but it's almost like this has to happen in order for, you know, this cycle to stop here. It's interesting. Whatever is going on with a relationship that you've had with somebody where you felt like there was such a great connection in the past, something is changing. And that may have to do with, you know, this person dealing with conflict in their own environment, which is creating it for you. And there's this realization, though, I think that you need to separate from this or from this person because it's a repetitive pattern. You know, you want closure on this so that better opportunities come through, and you're not making the same choices based on the same experiences or the same people, right? Like, don't keep it in play anymore if it just leaves you feeling bad. I'm telling you, break free. Abundance. Perfect. And then truth. And again, right, like being aware of your part in this situation and how it affects you, especially emotionally. So as soon as you break free, the abundance of what you are wanting starts to flow through, and truth comes into your life where you can see and understand things a little bit better on how these situations have affected your ability to be the person that you want to be. Take time to breathe out. And communication is key. And I think that when it comes to any kind of difficult communication, when you're dealing with, people who don't care about how they're making you feel, if you take a minute to just breathe before you speak, the right communication is going to come out. And I think that that's what's going to be important here, right? Truthful, honest communication. Because if you get caught up in the conflict that's happening, there isn't going to be any kind of clear communication coming from that, right? Wow, Leo. But, I'm telling you, I love the feeling that's coming off of the oracle cards for you. Because I think there really is going to be a realization that you may have been not true to yourself. And that may be because, you really felt this connection and, wanted this to go somewhere. But, I almost feel like this is something that you've dealt with before. It's a repeating pattern with the Wheel of Fortune. You want things to change, but you have to make the choice here to keep or to let go of this and stop keeping it in play and stop thinking that something could have been different. Like, this can still work. I'm still keeping this. But no, right? Like, closure is what's going to be important here. But again, breaking free from this is going to allow the door to open, right, with the world, where as soon as that closure happens, something new may be coming through for you to experience.